The Rothschild banking dynasty is often regarded as one of the most powerful and influential families in modern financial history. The story of how they rose from modest beginnings to dominate international banking spans centuries and has shaped not only the world of finance but also politics and global economics. It all began in Frankfurt, Germany, in the late 1700s. A man by the name of Mayer Amschel Rothschild was born in 1744 in the Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt. He was the son of a money changer, and from a young age, Mayer was involved in the family business, learning the intricacies of finance. In the early years of Mayer's career, he worked in the royal court of the Landgrave of Hesse-Kassel, a small but significant principality in central Germany. This position was key in his rise to prominence because it gave him access to wealthy patrons and the opportunity to build his network. Through his work with the Landgrave, Mayer Amschel Rothschild established a strong connection with the ruling elite. This connection would later prove to be crucial in his future ventures. Mayer's key breakthrough came when he began managing the Landgrave's finances. He acted as a middleman between the Landgrave and foreign bankers, assisting in the management of royal funds. At this time, Mayer's reputation as a shrewd and trustworthy financier began to grow. But it wasn't just royal patrons that Mayer catered to. He expanded his network and his business dealings, taking on clients from various European aristocracies. Mayer's deep understanding of finance and his ability to maintain strong, trustworthy relationships enabled him to build a fortune, gradually establishing himself as a prominent figure in Frankfurt's business community. His banking operations were largely centered on lending money to European monarchs, including the British Crown. During this time, Mayer understood that banking wasn't just about lending money, it was about influence. He positioned himself not only as a financier but also as a confidant to the wealthy elite. The name Rothschild became associated with wealth and power in part due to Mayer's shrewd business tactics. He began employing multiple strategies to protect his wealth, such as diversifying investments in gold, real estate, and government bonds. Mayer Amschel Rothschild had 5 sons, each of whom would go on to expand the family's financial empire. These sons, after receiving rigorous training in the family business, would spread out across Europe to establish their own banking branches. Each son was tasked with opening a bank in a different major city: London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, and Frankfurt. This strategy, known as the Rothschild five-pointed star, allowed the family to maintain global influence by operating in major financial capitals. The first of Mayer's sons to move abroad was Nathan Mayer Rothschild, who relocated to London in 1798. Nathan quickly became an influential figure in the British banking system, and he was instrumental in financing the British government during the Napoleonic Wars. His success in London helped to solidify the Rothschild family's place in the global financial landscape. The success of Nathan's operations in London set the stage for the family's expansion into other European markets. In Paris, James Mayer Rothschild established a prominent branch that would serve as a major player in French finance. He worked closely with the French government, providing financial assistance and helping shape economic policies. Meanwhile, in Vienna, Salomon Mayer Rothschild established his banking business, and he was soon appointed as the official court banker of the Austrian Empire. His connections with the Austrian imperial family further cemented the Rothschilds' power and influence in Europe. In Naples, Karl Mayer Rothschild opened the family's Italian banking branch, further expanding the Rothschild empire into southern Europe. With each new branch, the Rothschild family grew their influence and wealth, cementing their status as the bankers to Europe's royalty and aristocracy. The Rothschild family's approach to banking was groundbreaking in several ways. They were among the first to utilize the power of the telegraph, enabling them to send messages across Europe quickly. This allowed them to respond to financial situations faster than their competitors, giving them a significant advantage. Additionally, they pioneered the concept of international finance, managing cross-border investments and capital flows in a way that no one had done before. One of their most significant achievements was their role in the financing of war efforts. During the Napoleonic Wars, the Rothschilds helped finance the British war effort through the purchase of government bonds. They arranged for the British to raise money through bonds sold in Europe, using their network of banks to distribute them. This move would prove pivotal in the outcome of the war, as the British were able to continue funding their military operations against Napoleon. It was said that Nathan Mayer Rothschild made an incredible profit from the bond sales, giving the Rothschild family a significant financial boost. The Rothschilds also gained immense wealth by taking advantage of financial crises. They were adept at buying up government bonds during times of war or economic instability, allowing them to acquire valuable assets at a fraction of the price. This savvy strategy helped them to reinvest and further grow their empire. Through a combination of strategic partnerships, financial acumen, and an understanding of geopolitics, the Rothschilds became not just bankers but key players in European politics. Their ability to influence governments and shape the policies of nations further solidified their dominance in global finance. As the Rothschild family expanded its operations across Europe, their influence in the banking world only grew. By the 19th century, the Rothschilds had established a monopoly on European finance, and they were often regarded as the wealthiest family in the world. Their success was not limited to Europe, as they also began to take an interest in the burgeoning American economy. The family's wealth and power were largely built on a network of communication that allowed them to stay ahead of political and financial developments across the globe. With bank branches in key financial hubs like London, Paris, Vienna, and Frankfurt, the Rothschilds controlled vast amounts of capital. They were able to manage investments and loans in multiple currencies and countries, allowing them to play a pivotal role in both international finance and global politics. The family's ability to influence major events in history became apparent during the Crimean War in the 1850s. At this time, Nathan Rothschild and his family had already become crucial players in the world of banking. They helped finance the British government's efforts during the war, creating a massive boost to their fortunes. Not only did the Rothschilds lend money to governments, but they also secured important military contracts and strategic investments in the war industry. Despite their growing wealth and success, the Rothschilds remained controversial. Many conspiracy theories about the family's influence began to surface, particularly regarding their supposed control over global politics. While these theories have been debunked, the Rothschilds' immense wealth and power made them a prime subject for speculation. Still, their true strength lay in their ability to maintain a low profile while quietly accumulating vast amounts of wealth. In addition to their banking empire, the Rothschilds were known for their philanthropic efforts. They donated large sums of money to various causes, including education, science, and art. One of the most notable examples of their philanthropy was the funding of numerous museums, libraries, and universities. Their contributions to the arts also helped to solidify their reputation as not just bankers but patrons of culture and civilization. The Rothschilds' influence was not confined to finance. Their connections to political leaders and royalty allowed them to shape the course of history. From supporting the establishment of the Israeli state to playing a significant role in the European stock market, their reach extended far beyond banking. They were involved in global diplomacy, assisting governments with financial strategies that affected national economies and international relations. In the 20th century, however, the family's grip on global finance began to wane. The rise of new banking giants, the globalization of finance, and the emergence of powerful corporations meant that the Rothschilds no longer dominated the banking world as they once had. However, despite these changes, they still held on to vast wealth and influence. Their financial institutions such as Rothschild & Co. continue to operate today, albeit on a much smaller scale compared to their heyday. Despite the shift in global power dynamics, the Rothschild legacy endures. Their family offices manage private wealth, and they remain key players in investment banking, private equity, and alternative investments. They continue to advise governments, corporations, and individuals on global financial strategies. Today, the Rothschilds remain somewhat of an enigma. They are no longer the towering figures they once were, but their name still carries weight in the financial world. Members of the Rothschild family are involved in various industries, including real estate, wine production, art collection, and philanthropy. Their historical legacy as the architects of modern banking continues to influence generations of financiers, business leaders, and politicians. In fact, the Rothschilds' influence can be seen in the financial systems of the 21st century. The family's role in developing early models of international finance, central banking, and investment strategies laid the foundation for modern banking practices. Their ability to move money across borders and manage large-scale investments paved the way for today's globalized economy. However, the true essence of the Rothschilds' power lies in their unwavering commitment to secrecy. Unlike many other banking dynasties, the Rothschilds have always preferred to operate from the shadows, quietly amassing wealth without attracting unnecessary attention. This secrecy has helped them maintain their influence across generations, as they continue to be an essential part of the global financial infrastructure. In conclusion, the Rothschild banking dynasty's journey from humble beginnings to becoming one of the most influential families in history is a testament to their remarkable business acumen, resilience, and foresight. Though their dominance in banking may have diminished, their impact on global finance and culture cannot be overstated. The Rothschilds are not just bankers. They are a symbol of the power of finance, influence, and legacy. The story of the Rothschild family serves as both a cautionary tale and a source of inspiration. It highlights how a family, through careful planning, strategy, and a keen understanding of world events, can shape the course of history. Their legacy continues to inspire both admiration and skepticism. But one thing is certain, the Rothschilds will forever be remembered as pioneers of modern banking and architects of global finance.